It's your boy Ty back here with another video. And in this video today, guys, we're going to be going over and talking about our top 10. Yes, top 10 shooting guards in NBA 2K23 MyTEAM. Now, anybody that you guys saw on the point guard tier list, you will not see on the shooting guard tier list outside of endgame Tracy McGrady. Okay, he is going to be the only guy. Now, where would Kawhi Leonard be on this list? Probably at that 3 or 4 spot if I was to put him at the shooting guard position. Again, I have him at that point guard position. Primarily, that's my main focus. So, first thing I tell you to do, go watch the point guard tier list before diving into this thing any further. Also do want to say a guy that was an honorable mention for us today is the invincible Jonathan Isaac. So those are the couple of bases I did want to cover before we hopped into our top 10. And starting us off at number 10, invincible Danny Granger. Now, I think the first thing I want to talk about for invincible Danny Granger is this: the Kevin Love upper. I am a massive fan of the Kevin Love upper, and for me, it all starts and ends with the fact that this is one of the most chicken man releases uppers in the entire game. There are some other chicken man uppers, but I mean, I gotta be honest with you guys. Granger, in my opinion, has one of the easiest to green. I feel like the Kukoc also is easy to green. Caleb upper, it's Big Z, it's the Case and Wallace Larry Bird upper, so chick. Obviously, KPJ base on very quick. Can't ask for more. Normal, leaner. Wish it was the Trey fade. 6'9", good frame. He can defend at a high level. He can be your primary bundler. He is Danny Granger, and if you know, you know. Coming in at number 10. At number 9, we're plugging in invincible Tracy McGrady. Now, this one's hard for me because I really feel like the Tracy McGrady endgame card shouldn't be better than this, right? Because here's the deal. Oscar upper is better, but the problem is he's got no Asta slide. His dribble sigs are fine. He doesn't have the Trey fade, though. Those are the make or break things for T-Mac. Invincible T-Mac, again, I like the Oscar upper. I just wish his dribble sigs got updated. I wish his Trey fade, or his fade was the Trey fade. He's still fine as an overall card. This card isn't super expensive. The Radiant T-Mac is nearly just as good. I think this card's expensive, but the Radiant T-Mac, again, isn't super expensive. It is nearly just as good. Coming in at number 9. At number 8, we've got the Dark Matter Jonathan Bender. I think you could argue Bender all the way up, honestly, as your best shooting guard in my team. I think you can make that argument. Is he my best shooting guard? Is he my favorite shooting guard? No. But again, I definitely think you could have that argument. 7 feet tall, 7'4" wingspan, odd spots from every 40 out of favors, 19 on gold. Basically a perfect card stat badge-wise. Herald base on very quick with the Oscar upper. Chicken release as well, and nearly perfect dribble sigs. There's not many flaws with Jonathan Bender. The only thing is his release not necessarily the quickest, although it is really easy to green. I honestly prefer Bender just as much at that small forward position as I do at the shooting guard. The card, absolutely magnificent. I am a massive fan of Jonathan Bender in my team. Problem is, I don't think he's as good as Invincible TT. TT coming in here at number 7. I just feel like TT can be your primary bundler, whereas with Jonathan Bender, I'm not saying he can't, because I think there's a world in which he can. He's just probably not going to do it at as high of a level as this TT. 6'10", 7'2" wingspan, odd spots from everywhere. Obviously, invincible stats, badges. LaMelo base, Oscar upper on very quick, Trey fade, perfect dribble sigs. This is outside of, obviously, the end games, probably your best overall shooting guard in my team. That's where I've got him ranked. Again, you can have Bender higher. You can have T-Mac higher. You can have even Jonathan Isaac higher if you want to. I think Tim Thomas is the most complete. I love his release. I love his movement. To me, he's your best non-end game shooting guard in the entire game. At number 6, endgame Rashard Lewis. I don't even know if I should be putting him in these top 10s. But here's the deal. These are going to be my top, probably last top 10s. No, probably about it. These are going to be my last top 10s of the entire year. And so when it comes down to it, I got to rank Rashard Lewis somewhere. I'm putting him here at number 6. I don't love the way 6'10" players move in my team. That's just kind of my personal bias with KD and with some of the other cards I've used. I don't love 6'10" endgames. 7-2 wingspan, obviously hot spots everywhere. It's sad that he is your ultimate reward for collector level. I'm not trying to sit here and hate on cards because that's not the goal of what I'm trying to do here. But Rashard Lewis is going to leave something to be desired. It's that simple. It's that easy. The card's not bad. I'm just saying, is he my favorite shooting guard to use? No. Is he a top shooting guard in the game? You can make that argument. I just think it's hard for him to be your primary bundler. At number 5, on a very similar train of thought, endgame Kevin Durant. If you completed everything last season and got KD for free, you're doing yourself something well, right? You're doing good. Because I did that on my No Money Spent Squad series. I got a free endgame KD. Do I regret doing it? No, because KD has been absolutely elite for me. The problem is, maybe it's his weight, but he does not move that well, right? So maybe a guy in Rashard Lewis will move better than KD just because he weighs less. I don't know. We'll see. I'm putting KD higher because you could get KD for free, whereas with Rashard Lewis, he is probably the most pay-to-win player on the entire game. Cracking our top 4. We're plugging in endgame Jayson Tatum. Now, you guys might be like, what, Ty? You've got Jayson Tatum over KD. I personally do. Why? He is going to move better than Kevin Durant in general. It's that simple. It's that easy. I think movement is the most important thing somebody can have at that shooting guard position. Now, I'll stand on that, right? It's kind of how my rankings are from 10 to 1 is how well they move. Obviously, that combined with, you know, their stats, badges, and animations. I think Jayson Tatum's going to move better than Rashard Lewis. I think he's going to move better than KD. And for that reason, I've got him in here at number 4. You could have Tatum probably as low as number 6. You could have him as high as number 1. It is all preference based. For me, he comes in here at number 4. At number 3, endgame Tracy McGrady. You've heard me say it, and this is right where I'd have Kawhi Leonard probably. You heard me say it before, and I'll say it again. I'm not the biggest fan of endgame Tracy McGrady. Now, when it comes down to the why, I just feel like his movement is okay. He doesn't move as well as my number 1 or my number 2, but his player model is good frame. It's just sad. I wish they'd put that Oscar upper on T-Mac, and he'd probably be at number 1. The fact of the matter is, he's an endgame card. They get all the same animations. They get all the same SIGs. That's why T-Mac is in here at number 3. I wish I could go higher with him. I just simply can't. Because at number 2, we've got endgame Scottie Pippen, who I absolutely love and absolutely adore. This card right now is a buyout. Trust me when I tell you, when endgame and invincible packs come out, Scottie Pippen is going to be dirt cheap. He will. Now, why will Scottie Pippen be dirt cheap? It's because he's not really a hype beast. So think of like at the point guard position, right? LeBron's hype, Ben Simmons hype, Giannis hype. You know who's not hype at the point guard position? Magic Johnson. That's your shooting guard, right, in Scottie Pippen. Or that's the Magic Johnson of shooting guards is Scottie Pippen. Where a guy that is absolutely incredible isn't going to get the hype, right? If Scottie Pippen's name, I'm just going to throw one out there. If Scottie Pippen's name was, you know, LeBron James, if his name was Michael Jordan, this card would be 400,000 MT on the market. The problem is, name Scottie Pippen, people don't really get excited about Scottie Pippen's cards in my team. I'm telling you though right now, Scottie Pippen absolutely elite from his movement to his release to his player model and defense. Trust me, Scottie Pippen is him in my team and a card I definitely do love. Now my best overall shooting guard in NBA 2K23 MyTEAM right now, endgame Paul George. And it's crazy guys. Because throughout my history of my team, I've hated Paul George cards. I have absolutely not liked Paul George cards. I've always thought Cam Reddish was better than him when they shared the same SIGs. Throughout this year, his release, his animations were not great. This Paul George is absolutely him at that shooting guard position and my overall favorite shooting guard in my team. Now, a lot of it is preference based, I'll be honest with you, but I love my 6'9s in my team. Now, some people are commenting, Ty just loves the number 69. No, I think 6'9 players are the most fluid. Ping Magic Johnson, ping Paul George. Those are two of my favorites at their respective positions. Magic was my number 1 point guard. Paul George is my number 1 shooting guard. I'm a firm believer that height runs my team. And so you guys might be like, Ty, if height runs my team, why is KD not number 1? Why is Jonathan Bender not number 1? 6'9 endgames are just different. I don't know how else to tell you guys other than that. If you guys watch my road to 250K, if you watch me play a wager for a lot of money right now, I'll have Paul George out there and I'll have Magic Johnson out there. Why? It's It's just the way I operate, man. Those are my top 2 at their respective point guard and shooting guard positions. Paul George, my overall best shooting guard in NBA 2K23 MyTEAM. Let me know down below in the comments, is there anybody I missed out on? Obviously, I talked about Kawhi, where he would be at. Everybody else, they have point guard eligibility. Just run them there or translate their point guard position where I had them at to the shooting guard position as well. But that is going to wrap it up. Drop a like on the video, guys. Subscribe if you are new, and as always, man, I love you guys, and have a blessed day.